Banditi aí, plena.
If you would see an animal being abused, what would you do? Like, let's say, I would hurt my dog. You would tell me, hey, that's bad behavior, you should not hurt your dog, right? You would prevent me from harming my dog, because a dog has emotions and is also a living being, right?
Yes.
You have morals that tell you that it is just wrong to hurt someone else. It doesn't matter if it's a human or if it's an animal. But if my dog was a pig and I would hit my pig, would you still do something about it?
Depends on how to.
Paano depends?
It depends. What exactly about that is different if it's the pig?
It depends when you treat that animal as pets or...
Okay. So that means if I say it's not a pet, can I then hurt him?
Well, no, because it's still a animal. That's
It's still an
illegal.
animal, right?
Yeah.
So what's the difference then?
We use them as our resources for survival. We need to eat like
So you mean if we need to eat others, like an animal, then it's okay to hurt them?
For me, a dog, you should treat them like a family, and then the pig is the source of your income if this is existing.
And if my dog was my source of income? Let's say I make a dog meat business.
because this is our
That's
What's the difference between a pig and a dog that justifies treating them as slaves?
dogs are just pets.
But it's a label, right? In reality, a pig feels the same as a dog, right? Or as a cat, or as a chicken, or as a cow, right? If there's actually in reality no difference when it comes to what they feel, then how can we justify treating them as less? I'll tell you how we do that as humanity, as a human species. We use racism. And racism not in the same as in humans. For animals, it's the species. So we say, that's a dog, and my society decided that dogs are more valuable than, for example, pigs. And that's it. That's the only reason. In reality, both can feel the same emotions, and both are living beings who just want to be free and who don't want to suffer, who don't want to die. So there's no reason to treat them differently. So you said earlier, if we need to, then we can kill them.
Like these animals, so we want them.
So you mean in a situation where you really have to eat others in order to survive, then it's okay. So do we usually need to eat animals?
Well, no.
Right, so why would we choose to eat animal products when we don't have to? Why would we choose cruelty when we don't have to? It's because we ignore it, right? We ignore that we are causing a lot of suffering, even death, by consuming animal products. But if we are aware of it, we would not actually choose to be cruel. We would choose to be kind humans who do the right thing and not cause a lot of suffering and death for no reason. Earlier you said you would defend my dog, right? You would say something and you would try to defend my dog. In that situation when you are actually in the presence of injustice. But just because you can't see it, it still happens. And if you're paying those industries, then you are actually as well guilty of the action done. Because without your money, those people would not do it. They would not do those crimes to the animals. They would not abuse them, not exploit them, not murder them. Because they would not get paid for it. As someone who is a good person and as someone who is aware of those things, you should not choose to be cruel. You should choose the right way, the way of compassion, right? The way of being consistent with your values. And your values are don't abuse anyone, don't harm anyone, don't be selfish, don't be cruel, right? Can you think about any other reason why we should not abuse animals?
These animals are also created by God.
Which means God created this earth and all the creatures, all the animals, and by destroying the environment, the earth, God created, so God's creation and his animals, we are completely disrespecting him. Basically saying, I don't care at all about anything about what you made, what you shaped, and I just abuse it the way I want it. So even in religion it would make a lot of sense to be vegan, or actually the only sense, because it would not make sense to abuse animals and call yourself religious. God wants us to be good people, right? And not abuse others. So if you are religious, then you actually would also be vegan, if you're not a hypocrite. You see that? And how many animals do you think are slaughtered each year because people are consuming those products?
Thousands.
Hundreds of thousands.
Okay, let's put it this way. How much would be too much? What's the number that you would say, hey, that's too much. That's too much
Too
of you.
much. One is too much.
One is too much? Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Every single animal is too much.
Okay, it should be 0. There's never an excuse, there's never a justification for abuse that is unnecessary, right? For murder that is unnecessary. The actual number of animals who are slaughtered each year is 80 billion
Wow.
around the world, yeah. Each year.
It's whopping.
80 billion. Can you imagine that? We are 8 billion people on Earth, right? And we are killing 80 billion each year. Do you agree that we should all do something about that?
Yes, we need action.
We need action, right? We need to speak for them. We need to tell people the truth, that they are abusing animals if they buy animal products, and that we should just stop doing these horrible things to animals. We should actually all do activism. We should all engage in conversations with people who don't know and give them the chance to change their lives, to change their habits.
Change the world.
Change the world, yeah, and make it a better place for everybody. Because this way we are creating hell on earth, and we're acting like it's not there, but it is there for the animals. As good people, we should not close our eyes from this.
We should use our voice.
We should use our voice. And there are actually demonstrations, and we need more activists. We need more people who do something about that. Do you want to become an activist?
What's an activist?
An activist is someone like me who speaks for the animals, who tells the truth.
We're speaking on behalf of the animals.
Yeah, right. Being a voice for the animals, being a voice for those who cannot speak for themselves. So, do you agree that we all should be activists?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We strongly agree.
Nice. So veganism means to avoid all animal products, which means to avoid eggs, dairy, and every product that includes those ingredients, and also meat, of course. So are you willing to take that step? Yeah?
We're gonna do whatever it takes to save the animals
From you, right?
from us.
From us, right? And from others, by speaking for them. First, of course, from yourself, because it would be hypocritical to defend animals, like my dog, and then buying animal products, like a pig, and doing something much more horrible than me hitting my dog, which is to murder someone just because you want to eat their body. So you don't have to do it, you can stop it, and you can also defend animals. And what you're doing from now on determines your character. That shows who you are inside. That shows how much compassion you have, and how strong your values are, how strong your morals are, or how much of a bad person you are actually.
Yes.
Right.
Then they hung it upside down.
Okay, so what do you think about the video?
My stomach hurts. Yeah.
Wala, iyan.
Oo, kasama yung mga ano, mga
What
chicks.
is chicks?
Ginagrind nila yan.
Bakit?
Meat. Yan ang
Ba't kasama yung egg?
Okay, so what happens here is male chicks cannot lay eggs, right? Which means they are worthless for the industry. And that means on the first day, when they can see the gender, they sort them out. They see, okay, that's a male, so it's worthless, we put them this way, and we grant them alive after hours after they hatched. So that the only few hours they were alive, they experience this. And it's half of all chickens who end up like this, because we don't want them.
Then the other half is being raised.
Being raised to be exploited for eggs, right? And they really live horrible lives as well. course, all animals, it doesn't matter if it's the dairy industry or the egg industry or the meat industry, all animals end up in a slaughterhouse. Alright guys, you rock. Thank you for the conversation.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Oh, let's make a picture. Let's make a picture.
You and I have different perspectives.
So different perspectives, different opinions.
Yes.
If I say 1 plus 3 is 8,
I would say you're wrong.
but it's my opinion.
No,
Is that then reality?
no, but objectivity and it is
It can
proven. It's
vary.
a fact, right? It's a fact.
This calculation, it is always full. It will not change
Yeah.
based on what I believe or how I feel,
Yeah.
because reality is reality and it stays this way. What is in my mind becomes not real just because I want to believe it, right? We have to talk about the truth and not what we want to believe. So the truth, we have to find the truth. What is the truth? Do animals suffer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they suffer as much as we do as humans?
Yes.
So for animals, their life and their pain matters for them just as much as our pain and our life matters for us. If we make a difference between us as humans and animals, saying they are less than us, then it's in our mind, but in reality, their pain is the same as our pain. So we cannot just say we shape the world, because we can't. We cannot shape the world. We cannot shape reality. So we have to stick to the truth, because otherwise we would just ignore the suffering of others.
I'm kinda convinced to lessen the abuse of animals.
Take your life,